Yes, grade 10. How are you today? This is Patrick Kamala, a tutor and educator. Yes, for mathematics and physical sciences, as well as technical sciences and technical mathematics. Yarostek College Pulukwani. Today we're looking at technical mathematics grade 10, and we're looking at specifically this part here, that is solving quadratic equations by factorization of the form ax squared, x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, negative x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, as well as ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Okay, now to start with, before you know how to solve equations, you must not factorize. Are we together? Now this is how we start here. You're looking at factorizing trinomials and solving quadratic equations. Okay. Now, a trinomial is an expression of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, okay? For example, can have 3x squared, okay? Then plus 4x, okay? And then plus 10. So this is a trinomial, okay, of the form ax squared plus minus bx plus c, okay? Now, that's an expression because it doesn't have equal signs, okay? Now, when we get equal signs, like in this case, it becomes a quadratic equation. Okay, for example, we can talk about again 3x squared, okay, plus 4x, and then plus 10, then we say equals to 0. So here we factorize, and here we solve. Okay, now in grade 10 technical mathematics, we need to know only the following. Okay, we need the following formats only in grade 10. Technical mathematics is what we need. We are going to look at equations of the form, like here we are going to have 1x squared bx plus c equals to 0. Also in the form negative 1x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Also the other one is going to be like this one here. It's going to be of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Okay, I'll give you an example on each one here. Here we can have an example of x squared, okay, plus 4x, and then plus 6 equals to 0. That's for this first form here. And then for the second form, we can have an example of negative x squared, okay, and then let's say plus 5x, and then let's say plus 8 equals to 0, okay. And then this other one here, we can have an example of let's say 2x squared plus 8x plus 12 equals to 0. So these are the forms you're going to learn how to factorize in grade 10 technical mathematics. But before we do that, we must know how to factorize before we solve. Okay. Alright, so we are saying that before you solve quadratic equations, it is vital to know how to factorize trinomial expressions. Now understand that given quadratic given quadratic equation, factorize first and then proceed to use the zero product rule with the factors to solve for x by equating each factor to 0. I repeat, we have got a procedure which will fit here. Yes, hello. The procedure says if we have a quadratic equation, okay, before we solve it, we first factorize and then proceed to use the zero product rule with the factors to solve for x by equating each factor to 0, as we are going to see in the examples. Okay, now what is this factorizing all about? To factorize, it means to get factors which multiply to give the desired expression all time. For example, if I want to factorize this 6 here, if I say factorize 6, I'm going to look for the factors of 6, that is 3 and 2. Also, I have another factors of 6. It could be, I could say 6 equals to 6 times 1. Okay. Why? Because if I say 3 times 2 gives me 6, or because if I say that 6 multiplied by 1, I get 6. Are we together? So if we say factorize, we mean get factors. Another example is on here. If they say factorize x squared plus 5x plus 6, it means get the factors which multiply to give you what? To give you this expression. Like in this case, they're going to be x plus 3 into x plus 2. So when you expand this one here, what you get is x squared plus 5x plus 6. So from here, that will be called x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 2 gives us x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, so now if we move from here coming this way, that is called expand. The question will say expand, or you can say simplify. Okay, so in that case, that is expanding. But if we get now from the expression to get the factors, now that is called factorize. That's called what? Factorize. Okay. All right. Now let us look at examples of how we can factorize trinomials. It's very easy. Don't worry yourself. An example here which we have is the x squared plus 7x plus 6. Okay. Now because of the x square here, it means we're going to have x times x next. So for that matter, I'm going to have a bracket. I'm going to put x here, another bracket here, then I'm going to put x here, and then close the bracket here. So if I'm going to factorize, I'm going to look at my constant here. Now we are using the constant to get our factors. Okay. Now the factors of 6, like we said, they're numbers which multiply to give us 6. Example, we can have 6 times 1. Okay. 6 times 1, or we can have 3 times 2. Now you see these two, when you add them, you must get the middle term. So what is 6 plus 1? This is 7 here. 3 plus 2, this is 5. Okay, so now you check what you have here. The middle term here is 7x. Okay, because this is 7x, it means that the right pair to use is going to be this 6 and the 1. So in other words, I'm going to have 6 and 1 as my answer here. I'm going to say x plus 6, okay, then x plus 1. Okay, that's my answer. That's my answer here. Another example. Hello, example 2. Example 2. The question says, so factorize, okay, factorize. Now we have x squared plus 7x equals to 12. So what we do, we look at the constant. Look at the constant. Okay, let me start afresh here. Example 1. Factorize x squared plus 7x plus 6. Okay, so what we do, because of the x squared, we are going to have two brackets. Okay, you're going to have this bracket here, put x here, then you're going to have another bracket here. Again, we have x here. Why? Because x times x gives us x squared. Then from there, look at the constant. Our constant is 6, okay? So now use that constant to look for the factors which give you 6 when you multiply them. Say, you have an example of 6, okay, multiplied by 1, or 3 multiplied by 2. Because all these ones give us 6, these are factors of 6, okay? Now the other condition should be when you add these factors, you must get the middle term, okay? So a middle term in this case, the middle term, when you add these ones, what do you get? So what is 6 plus 1? You get 7. 3 plus 2, you get 5. Okay, so you check which of these two middle terms is appearing in the middle term here. So our middle term here is 7x. Okay, 7x. So which means because we are getting this 7x using this pair here, this one, it means that this is the right pair to use in our factorizing. So we are going to say it is x plus 6, x plus 6 here, then also x plus what? Plus 1. So that's our answer. Example 2, factorize again. So because of x squared, again, we're going to have two brackets, okay? We're going to be having our x here, all right? Another bracket, again x here, then close the bracket, okay? Why? Because x multiplied by x gives us x squared. Now look at our constant term, which is 12. So what are the factors of 12? Now 12 is the same as, we can say 1 times 12, okay? Or we can say 2 times 6, okay? Or we can say 3 times 4. All these are factors of 12, okay? But then which of these factors give you the middle term when you add them? So check this out. Now my middle term after adding these ones here, what do I get? Let's check. Now if I add here 1 plus 12, I get 13, okay? Then 2 plus 6, I get 8. 3 plus 4, I get 7, okay? So you see here, because I've got 7x, my middle term here, it means my right pair to use is going to be this one here, okay? So now meaning that in my factorizing, I'm going to have x plus 3, x plus 3, then x plus 4. So that's how to factorize that form. Let us proceed. Another one more example. It says factorize x squared plus 11x plus 24. Okay, so now in this case, again, because of the x square here, we're going to have two brackets, okay? Two brackets, okay, beginning with x. Then look at the constant, is 24. So 24, what are the factors of 24? 24 is the same as 1 times 24, or 2 times 12, or you can talk about 3 times 8, or you can talk about 4 times 6, talk about 12. Yeah, it is already here. So these are the factors here which we have for 24. Now, which of these factors, when you add, you get 11? So here we see that we are going to have what? The 3 and the 8. So in this case, our answer is going to be, because when you add, you're going to get 11, right? So our answer is going to be x plus 3, x plus 3, and then x plus 8. So that's how we factorize this trinomial. Hope we are together. Now, after knowing how to factorize, let's go ahead and solve the equations, okay? The question says solve the following equations. So we have x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals to 0, okay? Now, in this case, because of the square here, we're going to again have our two brackets like we said before. We're going to have x here, okay? And then another bracket, x here, another bracket here. Then now, this time we're going to equate to 0, okay? Now, look at our 6, the 6 here. Which factors of 6, when you add them, you get 5. So we have 6 equals to 2 times 3, okay? When you add, you get 5, né? So it means I'm going to say here, plus what I'm going to say, plus 2, and then plus what, plus 3. Now, after this, we said that we're going to use what we call as the zero product rule, né? So I'm going to equate this bracket to 0, or this bracket equals to 0, because to get a 0, I must multiply 0 times any number. So it means either my x plus 2 equals to 0, okay, which gives me x equals to negative 2, or my x plus 3 gives me 0, okay, which gives x equals to what? X equals to -3. So that's how we solve the quadratic equation by factorizing. Another example here, we have x squared plus 8x plus 12 equals to 0. What are we going to do? Because of the x squared again, we're going to have the two brackets like we said before. Okay, and then another bracket here. Okay, then equals to 0. So look at the constant is 12. So we're going to say that which numbers multiply to give us 12? We have 1 times 12, we have 2 times 6, and we have 3 times 4. Okay. Now, which of these factors, when you add, you get 8? We have 2 and 6. Okay. This one gives us 8. So, which means that in this case, we're going to use here plus what? We're going to say plus 2. Okay. Plus 2 here. And then also plus 6. Okay. So, now, after this, now we're going to say either this first bracket, which is x plus 6, x plus 6 equals to 0, okay, which gives us x equals to -6, or x plus 2 equals to 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to -2. Hope we are together. That's how we solve that quadratic equation. Another one more example of this format here, the first formatting. They say solve for x again. We have x squared plus 14x plus 24 equals to 0. Okay, so because of the x squared, what did we say? We're going to have our two brackets. Okay, this one here, and then x here again, then equal to 0. Okay, look at the constant is 24. So 24 has got factors, but we need those factors which you add to get 14. So it's going to be 2 times what? 2 times 12. Okay, so I'm going to say here plus 2 plus 2. What about here? Plus 12. Okay, so meaning either I can say x plus 2 equals to 0, x plus 2 equals to 0, which gives x equals to -2, or I can say x plus 12 equals to 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to -12. Okay, hope we are together. Now, in grade 10, another form which we need to learn is also this one here, which says -1x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So let us first see how to factorize. Now, an example here could be number like this. Like this, we can say -1x squared, okay, together, and then -4x, okay, or plus 4x, and then you can see here plus another number, let's say plus just plus 12, just giving an example, equals to 0. Okay, so this could be the form of the same question which they want us here, this formatting. Let us look at the particular examples here. Particular examples, we can say factorize this one here. Factorize -x squared plus x plus 6. So now what we do here, we take out -1. Okay, so remember that the question is like -1, -1x squared. Okay, and then plus x, and then plus what? Plus 6. So what we do to factorize here, we first take out -1. Now the number which you take out is what we divide here. So if I take out -1 here in my brackets outside, I'm going to be left here with what? Now -1 divided by -1, you get 1. It's going to be now 1x squared, 1x squared, and then now this is +1. Now +1 divided by -1, you get -x. Okay. Now positive divided by negative, we're gonna get a negative here as well. So now meaning that this time I'm going to factorize what you see here in the brackets. Okay. Now what we do again, we're going to look at for the numbers. We're going to have our brackets again, by the way, like this. Our brackets. We're going to have our x here, another bracket here, again x, okay. And then now this time, because we have a negative here, we're going to look for the two factors out together, whereby they're going to be having different signs, okay. So now we're going to look at 6 here. So which numbers multiply to give us 6 again? We can say multiply 1 times 6, okay, and then you can also multiply 2 times 3 to get the 6. Now after this, look at the middle term. The sign which is here is what goes on the bigger factor. So which of these two is bigger? Is it 1 or 6? 6 is bigger, ne? So if 6 is bigger, it means 6 becomes what? 6 becomes negative, then 1 becomes positive, okay? What about which one is bigger? The 3 becomes negative, then the 2 becomes positive. I repeat, I'm saying because of the negative here, altogether, we're going to get two factors which have got opposite signs, but the bigger factor of the two takes up the sign for the middle term. In this case, it's negative here. That's why I'm putting a negative 6, but not 1, negative 3, but not 2, okay? Now, if you add these factors, let's see the middle term which we get here. Our middle term, we're going to get what? When you add negative 6 plus 1, you get negative 5, okay? And then what about negative 3 plus 2? You get negative 1. Now, as you can see, the negative 1 is what we have in the middle term here. So, meaning that we're going to use these factors here. So, we're going to say plus 2, and then minus what? Minus 3. Okay. Hope we are that's our answer here. Hope we are together. Another example here could be like this, okay. Example 2. If you check what we have now, we have again negative 1 into this one. So what we're going to do, take out a negative again like we did before. Take out negative 1. The moment you do so, this one becomes what? It becomes x squared, and then minus x, and then minus 12. By the way, to check here, what you do, when you say negative 1 times x, you get negative 1x squared. When you say negative 1 times negative x, you get positive x. When you say negative 1 times negative 12, you get positive 12. Okay, so now go ahead, look for the factors of 12. Okay, factors of 12, you can say 1 times 12, you can say 2 times 6. Okay, we can say 3 times what? 3 times 4. Okay, but now look at the middle term. Look at the middle term and find out which sign it is. It's negative here, so put a negative on the 12 and a positive on the 1. Put a negative on the 6, a positive on the 2. Put a negative on 4, a positive on the 3. Okay, so now when you add this on the here, 3 plus negative 4, it gives us negative 1, which means what's our correct pair to use? It's going to be plus 3 and minus 4. So I'm going to say here, I'm going to have my brackets again. I'm going to say x, the 3 is plus 3, okay, plus 3 into x minus 4, okay. Don't forget our negative 1 here, so that's how we get our factors here. Okay, another example which we have here, we have negative 1x squared plus x plus 3. So what we do, again take out negative 1, okay, negative 1 into, you're going to have what here, x squared minus x, then minus 30, okay, minus 30. Then from here now, because of the x squared again, you're going to have what? Two brackets again. You're going to have x here, and then also another x here, okay. Then now look at our 30. So which factors multiply to give us 30? Hope you know them. We have 1 times 30, okay. Also have 2 times 15, okay. And also have what? 3 times 10, okay. Then we also have 5 times 6, okay, 5 times 6 here. So we said that look at the middle term. A middle term is negative, so the sign which is here goes on the bigger factor. So here the 30 becomes negative, 1 becomes positive, 15 negative, 2 positive, okay, 10 negative, 3 positive, 6 negative, then 5 positive, okay. Now when you add these factors, you can see that 5 plus negative 6 gives us negative 1, okay. If you check a middle term, it's negative 1, which means that in this case, we're going to have what? We're going to have x plus 5, okay, x plus 5, and then also x minus 6, okay. So this is our answer here. Don't forget the negative 1, which we said here. So these are the factors of this expression, and that's how to factorize it, okay. Now next question here. Now we are going to use this form to solve the equation. They say solve the following equations. An example here we have negative 1x squared plus x plus 6. So we want to solve here. We have negative 1x squared, okay, and then plus x plus 6 equals to 0, okay, equals to 0. So now to get rid of this negative 1 like we did before, you can divide by negative 1 everywhere. I repeat, you can divide by negative 1, and when we do so, we're going to have here what? Check if I divide by negative 1 here, divide by negative 1 here, divide by negative 1 here, divide by negative 1 here. So now I'm left with what? Now I'm changing from negative, now it's going to be positive, okay. Now it is positive x squared, okay. What about here? Positive divided by negative, I'm going to get negative x, okay. And then here, positive divided by negative, again, I'm going to get negative 6 here, okay. Then 0 divided by negative 1, I'm going to get 0, okay. So now I'm going to get two brackets again because of the square here. It's going to be x here, okay. And then x here again. Then look for the factors now of 6. Which numbers multiply to give us 6? We have 6 equals to 1 times 6, okay, all 2 times 3, okay. We said look at the middle term. Middle term, it is negative, okay. So you put a negative on the bigger factor, negative 6, positive 1, and negative 3, positive 2, okay. So 2 plus negative 3 gives us negative 1, okay. So meaning it's the right factors to use here. So we're going to say here plus 2, okay, plus 2, and then minus what? Minus 3. But don't forget we have got equal sign. We're going to say equals to 0. Now again, because of the 0 here, we're going to use the 0 product, which is that either x plus 2 gives us 0, x plus 2 gives us 0, which gives us x equals to negative 2, or we can say x minus 3 equals to 0, x minus 3 equals to 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to positive 3. X equals to positive 3. Hope we are together. And then next here, our other example which we have, it says that we are solving negative 1x squared plus x plus 3 equals to 0. Now, like we said before, we can first factorize. We can take out negative 1 like we said before. Negative 1, open bracket, left with what? X squared, okay, x squared, and then minus x, okay, and then minus 12, okay, equals to 0, okay, equals to 0. So now if I want from this particular point, okay, let us get our factors here. We have we're gonna have x here, we're gonna have x here, okay, bracket again, we're going to have x again here, then equals to 0. Okay, hope we are together, guys. Equals to 0. Look at our constant term, which is 12. So the 12 here, we need two factors. Multiply, get 12, but when you add, you get -1. So in this case, we are gonna have the 3 and -4, because when you add them, you get -1. Okay, so we're going to have here plus 3. Okay, so it's gonna be plus 3 here. What about here? -4. So don't forget our -1 this side. So now to get rid of this -1, what we do? We divide by -1 both sides. So divide by -1 here, divide by -1 here. Okay. So we cancel this one here. We cancel this to leave us with what? To leave us with x plus 3, okay, into brackets, x minus what? X minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. Okay, so from here we're gonna say either again x plus 3 equals to 0. Okay, which gives us the x equals to -3, x equals to -3. Okay, or x minus 4 equals to 0, x minus 4 equals to 0, which gives us the x equals to what? X equals to 4. So these are the two answers which we have here. Okay, all right, now I'm using the same method. You can do for me this one here. You can do for me this one here. That's -x squared plus x plus 30 equals to 0. Are we together? Okay, now next format, our last format for tonight, we are solving equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. But note here for grade 10 that a is a common factor, so you need to factorize it out first. As we're going to see in examples, this a, remember this time it is not -1, it's not +1, okay, but another number. So we're going to factor it out to see how we proceed here. Example which we have here, we have 2x squared plus 14x plus 24 equals 0. So if we check here, guys, 2 is a common factor here, here, and here. So I can say 2, okay, open brackets. I have x squared here, okay, and I'm gonna have 7x here, because 7 times 2 is 14. I'm going to have 12 here, because 12 times 2 is what? It is 24. Okay, now after this, now you can divide by 2 both sides, divide by 2. So now I'm left with what? With x squared, okay, with x squared, plus 7x here, and then plus what? Plus 12 equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. So here now I'm going to look for the two factors again. We said we're going to have two brackets. Hope you remember that. Okay, and then even here x equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. So look at 12 again. Which numbers multiply to give us 12? When you add, you get 7. So these numbers, we have 3 and 4. Because 3 plus 4, you get 7, okay? So now I'm going to say here, plus what? I'm going to say plus 3. Plus 3. What about here? Plus 4. Plus 4 here. So it means I'm going to say again, either x plus 3, either x plus 3 equals to 0, okay, which gives x equals to -3, or we can also say that x plus 4 equals to 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to negative 4. X equals to negative 4. So those are the answers here. X equals to negative 4. Our last example. If you check here again, we have a common factor. We can take out a 3. When you take out a 3, we're going to have in brackets, it's going to be x squared. Okay. X squared. Then plus 11x plus 11x. Okay. And here plus what? Plus 24 plus 24 equals to 0. Okay. Equals to 0. So now I can divide through by 3. Divide by 3. Okay. If I divide by 3, I'm going to have here divide by 3 this side. When you divide by 3, so if I do so, these are going to cancel here, getting 0 this side. Next, I'm going to have x squared plus 11x plus 11x plus 11x, okay, and then plus 24 equals to what? Equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. So what are the factors of 24? When you add, you get 11. Now you can tell them from your head. We have got 3 and 8. We have what? 3 and 8, because 3 plus 8 gives us 11, and 3 times 80 gives us 24. Okay, gives us what? 24. So meaning that in this case, we're going to say either x plus 3 equals to 0, x plus 3 equals to 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to 3, negative 3, x equals to negative 3, x equals to negative 3, or we're going to have x plus 8 equals to 0, x plus 8 equals to 0, which gives us x equals to what? Negative 8, okay? X equals to negative 8. Okay, that's our answer there. Okay, another example of this format, our last example. You see we have negative 2x squared minus 10x minus 12 equals to 0. So the common factor here is negative 2. We're going to say negative 2, okay, open bracket, left with x squared here, and then plus what? Plus 5x, okay, plus 5x, and then plus what? Plus 6. Plus 6 equals to what? Equals to 0. Equals to 0. So if I divide by negative 2, even this I divide by negative 2, okay. So I'm going to have 1 for this one here, okay. I am going to get 0 next. I'm going to have x squared plus 5x, okay, plus 5x, and then plus 6 equals to 0, okay, equals to what? Equals to 0. Equals to 0. So now I'm telling the factors which multiply to give us 6. When you add, you get 5. So we said we have 2 and 3. So x plus 2, okay, and x plus 3, okay, equals to 0. Meaning that we're going to have what? We're going to say either our x plus 2 equals to 0, which gives x equals to negative 2, okay, or our x plus 3 equals to 0, which gives what? X equals to negative 3. X equals to negative 3. Okay. Alright. Hope you understood the 3 formats which we use to solve quadratic equations here in grade 10 technical mathematics. Now it is your turn to try out these questions here. Try them out. When you are done, you can inbox me on 0785222041. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you again in our next video. Don't forget, you can get such videos 5 times a week, or you can try to come to our center. Whatever way you want it, it is all fine. All right, thank you. Bye bye.